Now, I guarantee that at some point in your manga collecting journey, you've had that thought to yourself, how much have I actually spent? Now, as we both know, manga collecting can be a very expensive hobby when it all adds up, and when that thought comes into your head, either A, you're too lazy to do the math, or B, the thought of knowing how much you actually spent scares the shit out of you. But you know what? Not me. Today in this video, I'm going to be doing half of my manga collection, tallying up to see how much I actually spent in total on all of these books on my shelves. Like I said, this will be a part 1 of 2 where I'm going over this shelf, and if you want to see part 2, make sure you leave a like on this video, leave a comment telling me that you want to see it. I'll probably make it anyway, but either way, leave a like and comment. Of course, if you do enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. But without any further ado, let's bite the bullet, let's tally up my manga and just see how much I've actually spent. Alright, so like I said, for this video, we're going to be starting off with these 2 shelves only, and then I'll get to the other 3 bookcases in the next one. But we'll go ahead and get started off with this top row here. Again, these prices are not going to be 100% scientifically accurate, but I have a pretty good idea of where I got most of these things. So starting off with Devilman, I got these both for half cover price at my local shop. And for Battle Royale, I remember years ago I got a killer deal, no pun intended, on this set for like $150, which even at the time was like half of what this set usually goes for, and having the matching logos too, just an amazing deal, so add that to the total. Baron Gong Battle Volume I got for $3 at my local shop. These were bought from my man Josh Decent on his recent massive manga swap thread that was last year, I believe. I think I'll have to go check. I think about 40 for these, but again, I'll add the correct number. Moving on to Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. These books right here I got off of Twitter from my man Sam's SideQuest. Took me up with a great deal. I think I paid 60 for these. Moving down, we have my complete set of Lone Wolf and Cub in the singles. Fun fact, I've actually found this basically complete set multiple times, but I believe this one I got from Half Price Books, so $5 a volume. Funny enough, I believe that this Mobile Suit Gundam set was actually also found at Half Price Books. That might be a little bit of a trend you'll see, but I think, these were all 15 each. I'm not sure if that's exactly half cover price, but I think that's how much I paid for all of them. Beside that, we have Bokurano Hours, probably one of the more expensive nowadays aftermarket Holy Grail sets in my entire collection. This I got from somebody on Instagram who East Coast Manga, back when he was actually buying manga, he hooked me up and said they have a bunch of stuff like iShield 21, can't remember the other stuff, but I got this for I think around $250, which is insane because at that time Volume 3 was already like $100+. Now coming over here to the end of the shelf with the Naruto Collector's Edition, this is an interesting one because this was actually given to me in a trade. I basically did a 1-of-1 trade with this and my Bleach hardcover that I found at my local shop for, I think it was $10, so I guess we'll count this one as $10, but it goes for way more. Next we have my 20th Century Boys singles, obviously 20th Century Boys and 21st Century Boys. All of these were got at my Half Price Books yet again, so I think this is $6.50 each. Plus, I remember at the time there was a 10% discount, so I'll do the math in my head. And I think the only one I didn't get from that Half Price Books trip was actually the elusive Volume 17. But funny enough, I found this at my other used store, literally for $5. I could not believe it. So it won't affect the price outcome very much, but kind of funny that this one volume I found in a separate place for the exact same price. Moving on to my Pluto set 1 through 8, I believe these were all bought from Right Stuff for like $9 to $10, so I'll figure out how much they go for now and just multiply that by 8. Probably pretty close. Speaking of Right Stuff, my entire Vagabond Vizbig set, as well as this Volume 37, which is actually kind of expensive right now, it just has been out of stock for so long. I believe these were also all bought from either Amazon or Right Stuff for about $15 per omnibus, plus, the $9, $10 for this Volume 37. My Planet Test Omnibus, I remember I found these at Half Price Books. Of course, for half price, looks like these are $20, so yeah, 10 per. That sounds about right for both of these. Love this one. And I remember at the time when I found these, I can't remember if it was first or second omnibus, was like out of stock and it was going for a lot of money. You can notice this tape right there. I just picked them up because I thought I'd never find them again, but that was, you know, early on in my collecting journey when I didn't know how out of stock and out of print really worked. But moving on, we have Seraphim Wings. I got this actually for free from my man Darth Penn. He added this as kind of an extra in an old manga unboxing I did. Then we have Stargazing Dog. I remember I got this from Abe Books, I believe. Can't remember how much, but I'll find the invoice and put the price. On the final shelf of the brown bookcase, we have my complete set of the Monster singles, you know, right next to the air purifier. Gotta keep it nice and purified. I got these, or at least the majority of these, from a viewer actually, who I hit up on Manga Swap, didn't know he was a viewer, and then he gave me a really good discount, I believe 1 through 12 for about $100, which is really good. And then I know I pieced the rest of these together for about 15 a volume. I believe 17, 18 came from the same seller actually that sold me Bokurano Hours, which is kind of cool. So we'll just add 100 plus 15 times however many volumes this is and call it good. As for my Sergeant Frog set, this is a set that I pieced together almost to completion, missing just the last volume now. I pieced this together from a plethora of different websites. I actually do remember I kept track of how much this cost. Don't remember how it is right now. I think about 160. I'll add that to the total right now. But really it's series like this where I just piece them together from so many different places that make doing this type of video so hard. But luckily I've kept pretty good track of how much I spent on most of my manga collection. But I guess we'll stay down here because honestly I don't really feel like getting up right now. But my Hellsing manga, I got these very recently after, you know, having owned these and sold them off multiple times. Finally got them back. They're a little bit cheaper now. I think that the reprint got announced and is actually coming out now. I got these off of Depop, which is actually a place I rarely ever find good manga from, but I think these were about 60 to 70. I'll put the actual price. Next to that, we have my Dog Ningen volumes. I think I paid the 15 for 1 and 2, and then the rest of these I got for free from the creator for that review video I did, which is very cool. Next to that, we have Eminon the Wanderer volumes 1 through 3. Yeah, this one I overpaid for. I paid $25 for this at half price books because I thought this was out of print forever, and then literally like 2 weeks later it got reprinted, so kind of overpaid. I don't know why I'm saying kinda, definitely overpaid. And then these two I got for around $9.50 or whatever from in-stock trades. Next we have the Boxer, which I got for free from Eyes Press to review. I reviewed on my Instagram story. Love this one. Actually need to get more of this. I've kind of forgotten. And then Solo Leveling, I've got all 3 of these volumes for $10 each from my used store. This one, as you can see, has a little bit of rip, but don't really care. Need to get more of these as well. Love Solo Leveling. Now both of these art books, the Keiji Goto and the Vampire Knight, this one actually got in the same haul from the same day as my famous or infamous Basara Red River haul. Got this for $10. I believe this one was also around $10, so we'll call both these 20. My Aria the Masterpiece set, which as of right now is pretty desirable, and even before the initial Right Stuff reprint, this was also pretty desirable, but luckily I got these when they were reprinted. I'll go back, find the receipt. I think it was around 160. My Siren set here, which was one of my first manga I ever read. I was so stoked. I remember I found this at half price books, so $5 each, 5 times 16. Above that we have 3 volumes of Mobile Suit Gundam The Last Outpost. These are volumes that I've bought and sold a couple times now. I will go back and try to find on eBay. I think I got this whole lot for 30, so 10 a piece, which is pretty good. I think some of these are a little bit more rare now. We have random Dragons Riding that I got, I believe, from Later Read for like $7. And then my Sundame set, which actually includes several sealed volumes like this number 8 here, which is especially hard to find as is. Again, I'll find the exact number. I think I overpaid a little bit for these just because I had recently sold off the series and then I got more money. I was like, I need to buy this set again. So I overpaid, I think, a little bit than what it goes for now, but still so glad to have this set back in the collection. Now moving up a shelf, we have my One Punch Man set. So first off, we have the Loot Crate Volume 1. If you guys don't know, this is like a variant cover for this volume. Looks super sick. Got this from the same used store I believe I got the Bleach hardcover at, so $5 for this one. Then I remember I paid $50 for 1 through 12 for my friend who, you know, doesn't collect manga, but he watched the anime, bought the manga. It was kind of a little phase, and he had never read them, so he sold to me for a great price. And then after that, the rest I have continue to pick up for retail price. Real quick, right here we have The Ring Volume 1. Got this last year for $7 from Half Price Books. Random Spy Family Volume 10. I'll add that when I talk about Spy Family later. Wolf Children got this for $12.50 from Half Price Books. And then this beat up Gantz 17 that I used in some of my skate videos. We're not even going to count that. But what we will count is my Ultimo Karakuri Dojo set that actually has a pretty interesting story. I had Hobbies of a Man, fellow manga tuber, actually go and get me this set. It was listed on Facebook Marketplace in Texas for, I think it was $60. So he went and drove like, I don't even know, like an hour to get that for me, shipped it to me. I gave him obviously a tip, but we're going to count this at the $60. Up here we have my Slam Dunk set, which I believe I bought used off of Manga Swap a couple years ago for around $250. This was before this was out of stock for like a year or so, so lucky to get these for a good price. I think these are currently in stock now, but I still got a better deal, I think, than I would have gotten if I bought them new, so very lucky for that. Now, as you can see here, we have volumes 1 through 5 of Strain. I think I got 1 through 4 on eBay for around $15 each, but volume 5 is by far the rarest of the lot. But this volume has a really cool story. When Kier and Tommy, if you guys know them and their channel, they first started doing YouTube videos and they did some like used manga shopping, and they passed this volume up on the shelf, and I commented, I was like, please go back to that store and get it for me. And they went back, they got it for me, and they charged me a cover price, which is what, like $10. I'll add the real total, but yeah, so cool. Just kind of an awesome story behind this one, the start of their channel. I don't think they made any videos recently, but still really cool memories with that volume. Now moving up, we have, we have some interesting ones here too. So first off, we have the 2 one-shots, Waltz and Miss Kusakabe from Shuzo Oshimi. These were bought, I believe, by Asian Mare, who got them from the convention where they're being sold. So we'll add 20 to the counter for these 2 one-shots. Moving down, we have Emma. Now, this is an interesting one because by today's standards, this is not rare. You can basically get this anywhere, but when I was collecting this series, Volume 4, Volume 1 and 2, I think, were just impossible to find. So I remember I found Volume 4 when it was going for like $300. I found this for $12 on Amazon. I think I paid $15 for Volume 1, and the rest I got for retail, so kind of a mixed bag there, but still some really interesting story. Moving on over to K.R. Mori's Anything and Something short story collection. Yeah, I broke the bank on this one. I think I saw this on Manga Swap for $70, and I just paid it because I wanted it so bad. That's about what it goes for nowadays. You can find it for around there, but a lot of money for one book. I'm not super proud to admit that. Moving on over to A Bride's Story. I remember I got Volume 1 from Later Read for $10, and then the rest of these I've gotten for retail for, you know, ballpark $13 to $14. Scribbles Volume 1 I got for free, also from Asian Mare, who sent me the 2 Shuzo Oshimi one-shots, and then I paid retail on Alibris for Scribbles Volume 2, and then Shirley back here. This is kind of an odd duck, not completed series by K.R. Mori, but still a really cool collector's item. I remember I paid $25 for this on eBay, you know, more than I usually pay for a single standard volume, but it's K.R. Mori, I had to have it, so I'm glad to have paid that price. And then moving up to the top shelf, the final shelf for this part 1, we have my GTO set, which is another kind of one of these holy grail series. Actually has gone down a little bit in value than, you know, when it was super high, like around 700, 600 a couple years ago. Now more around 500, but I remember I paid, I think it was 200 for all the way through here. And then random enough, the Manga Sloth found these 2 volumes at his used store. So I paid, I think, what, 20 each for those. And then volume 25, the rarest volume, again, broke the bank. I think I paid around $75 for this on Amazon when I found it. Yeah, not my proudest spend again, but for the price I got this whole set, I would say I came out pretty good. Next to that, we have my Sanctuary set, one of my all-time favorite classic vintage manga by Sho Fumimura. This is another one that I kind of pieced together. At one point, I even replaced a couple volumes because the spines were more vibrant than the ones I had initially. So this one's also kind of hard to gauge. I think I paid in the ballpark around $250, which might be a little bit more than you see this go for nowadays. But honestly, you guys know COVID manga bubble was a different time, and I love this series so much, so absolutely no regrets. Next to that, Emerald and Other Short Stories. I think I got this from my super secret manga plug website that sometimes has rare manga. So I think I paid around $15 for this one, which is like half of what I usually see this go for, if not more. So that was also a very cool pickup for the price. And then finally we have my Spy Family set. I'm counting 1 through 10 and kind of anticlimactic for this video, but these I all paid Right Stuff / a little bit off retail, so $7.50 for each of these. I'll add that to the total, and that is going to conclude part 1 of how much I paid for my entire manga collection. Now, as I'm recording this clip right now, I'm not sure how much it'll be. I'll find out in about 3, 2, 1. No, I'm just kidding. In all honesty, even though the number is pretty big, all things considered, just the amount of value I think I have with my collection and the amount of fun I've had, hunting, getting deals, I think it's worth it. But I'm telling you guys right now, this part 1 is going to be nothing compared to part 2, where I have some of my most expensive heavy hitter out of print Grail series. So if you want to see how much I paid for those, make sure you leave a like on this video to show your support for this little mini series, and also leave a comment saying your prediction for how much I've spent on my entire manga collection. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to part 2 and enjoyed this part 1 that we had here today. If you enjoyed this video, of course, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. So yeah, this has been ThePromG. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, hope to catch you in the next one.